It's interesting because, you know, Roseanne has pictures of her work and everything, but I've always thought it's something that it sort of does my head in, thinking I've spent my whole life producing something that doesn't exist. The music is completely ephemeral. Once, you know, you can record it, but when I'm just doing live playing here or in galleries, it's gone. That's it, and I kind of like that aspect of it. And again, what Roseanne said about words, music is really difficult to describe. But anyway, I'll have a go. So, yes, I do this thing where I go and I respond to artwork and create music. And then with the Tapestry Workshop, the reason I applied for the artist residency was because I've worked here for a few years, and the actual building, you know, if something suitable doesn't come up on the loom, I think I'll just write pieces to the ironwork and the light that come in, because I'm sure you all find it equally inspiring. It's just such a great space to think of stuff, to make things up, basically. During my residency, I will be working with specific tapestries and basically improvising and then taking those pieces away and working on them to a more fully developed piece. The one you can see, the Morningstar Tapestry, I've been obsessed with for over more than the last year. By Charles Brown and Lyndell Green. I think it's just fabulous. I'm going to quote from their artist statement to describe it to you. This tapestry seeks to evoke the experience of arrival at a war, and in particular of Australians at the Western Front. With them on their arrival were their memories of Australia and their departure from home. These are the subjects of the tapestry. The imagery, the overall image is dawn light during winter, illuminating a pathway through eucalypt trees and bush towards sunlight. The inset images are a combination of departures to war by ship from Australia, punctuated by visual comments. They're not easy comments. They're not pleasant. They're very, I mean, most of you, it's also the cartoon up on the back there. It's like, you know, these are not nice things, dead hands and headless figures. So it's not, well, it's not going to be pretty, and it's going to be deeply sad, a lot of the music. So for the music, I've basically got two themes, the same as that Charles and Lyndell spoke about. The beauty of home, morning in the Australian bush morning, in stark contrast to the horror of the front that they are going to. The Western Front, the war, the grim realities, the hand in the earth, the headless figures in the wind. Home. I always get a bit emotional when I say this, because I do get quite affected by what they're leaving, many of them forever. The sun through the mist, the smell of the bush. It's like it's the dawn of a new day, but it's also like the morning of an execution. So that's how I've always thought of it. Responding to visual art, for me, it happens on 3 levels. Well, so far I've identified 3 levels. Purely visual, just, you know, I love the fact that I really know nothing about visual art. I know a lot about music. I trained for years as a musician, but I love just looking at art and being swept away by it. And I think that's all you ever want. You know, art just makes you feel stuff. Responding on an emotional level, clearly I'm good at that, and responding on an intellectual level. So with the tapestry specifically, this is how that works. In the Morningstar Tapestry, you see these delicate woven layers that represent the layers of undergrowth in the bush in an early morning winter into light and mist. My first improvisations to this tapestry started with this idea of the layers. These layers translate for me musically into guitar loops. I must explain a loop. A loop is often a short piece of music that is recorded or sampled and then played over and over again. It's the basis of modern music, and it's kind of, you say the word loop now, and it's like, oh no, not a loop. It's been much maligned, and it's used in a really boring way by a lot of people. I like to think I don't use it in such a boring way. The loops or layers of musical textures provide the background to the music, a foundation. The repetition of certain musical phrases echo the layers in the tapestry of the morning light and the bush, because you'll see they're just, when you really focus in on them, there's just multitudes of layers of weaving in that bush, and it completely enchants me every time I look at it. Responding on an emotional level, responding to the narrative, music of grieving and loss. This is articulated very strongly in one piece in particular. The bowed double bass is the voice of grief, the piano is the narrator of the story. With this piece, I consciously just played my heart out on the double bass. When the electric guitar comes in, I wanted to create the feeling almost of a folk song or sea shanty, sounding a bit raw and simple. This music could be a contemporary tune or, war ditty of the day. It also adds a rhythmic element that suggests daily life goes on, the business of war goes on, they have to keep going despite the conditions, and they all kept singing. Responding on an intellectual level, knowing the outcome. We all know what happened to all the people on those ships. In my third piece of this series, which is it's not anything visual from the tapestry, it's purely an intellectual or a fantasy in my head, painting a picture of home, the feeling that is home, of warmth and nurturing, of love and of yearning. The homesickness you feel when you're far away in pretty challenging circumstances. I'm sure we've all at some point, the Germans have a word Heimweh for homesickness, which is a really great, it just literally means sick. I'm sick because I need my home. And there are echoes of, there are little quotes that could be songs of the day and ghostly echoes. The fourth piece is the most stark. It's just double bass and piano, which is the sound of ghosts and of loss, the senselessness of war, the senseless loss of life that impact on families. There are 4 pieces in the series so far. I'm sure I'm going to write more because, as I said, I'm a bit obsessed with this tapestry, but I'll be writing new ones for new tapestries. But having said that, I need to play you something because it won't really make sense till you hear it. So if I go to Sophia comes and does her technical stuff, I'm just number 1. This is probably the one I'm most proud of. It is very emotional. You can hear behind the piano, that's the guitar loop, which is just the mist and the leaves. That's the double bass.
That's it.